Good afternoon, everyone. This is podcast 8, and it's going to be a slightly different one. I thought I would do a shorter podcast, and it would be bird news from the UK and abroad, just to see how you take it. So let's get going. We had the 4 Montagu's Harrier chicks that marked their first successful breeding in the UK since 2019. It's Britain's rarest breeding raptor, scientific name Circus pygargus. The Montagu's Harrier is listed on the UK's Red List, with breeding numbers dwindling sharply from a peak of 9 successful nests in 2011 to virtually none by 2020. So it's a 2025 success story. The secret return. In May 2025, a pair of Montagu's Harriers was spotted at a confidential location in England. Both birds were ringed. The male hatched in a UK nest in 2015, and the female fledged from a nest in France in 2023. In June, with a licensed drone, experts located the nest in a wheat field. From early July, the RSPB, a dedicated local volunteer, and the landowner provided round-the-clock vigilance. A wire mesh fence was installed around the nest to guard against predators such as foxes. The nest remained undisclosed to avoid the disturbance of those pesky eager bird watchers. In mid-July, 4 healthy chicks were ringed, and they soon made their maiden flights, a conservation first for the UK since 2019. So why does this matter? It's a cross-border union. This pair, UK-born plus French female, was heralded by the RSPB as an Anglo-French alliance, almost like the Concorde, representing fresh genetic potential and hope for future breeding success in Britain. What's driving the decline? Montagu's Harriers breed almost exclusively in arable fields, where nests are highly vulnerable due to mechanised harvesting, earlier crop cutting and wetter summers. Breeding in continental strongholds like France and Spain is also in decline. So what's the role of protection? This success story was possible thanks to careful nest monitoring, protection measures, fencing and cooperation with a supportive farmer. These interventions are increasingly critical for this species to survive in Britain. So what else has been going on? White storks might have a comeback in London, which I thought was a bit strange because you've got those big birds and the London City Airport. Okay, let's see what happens. A rewilding organisation, Citizen Zoo, is studying how feasible it would be to reintroduce these birds to green spaces around the capital. The team is using mapping tools to identify suitable habitats and working closely with London boroughs and ecologists. A public consultation is also underway, inviting people to share their views. This follows in the footsteps of a successful reintroduction project in Sussex, which led to the first wild stork chicks in centuries being born there in 2020. Rare birds spotted a Zitting cisticola, previously unrecorded in Suffolk, marking a notable first for the county. Early autumn storms have also boosted seabird numbers nationwide. A resurgence of the marsh harrier. Once on the brink of local extinction, the marsh harrier has made a strong comeback. From just a few pairs in 1971, there are now 1,200 breeding pairs across the UK, with expanded nesting in Kent, Yorkshire and Western England. If you're looking to support wild birds in your garden this August, a simple method is proving very effective. By offering just 2 types of common fruit, grapes and apples, you can attract at least 5 different bird species. These fruits provide hydration and nutrition, especially important during hot summer spells and while young birds are learning to forage. Just place them in shallow dishes or scatter them safely near shrubs, and you'll likely spot thrushes, blackbirds, starlings, robins and even warblers stopping by. In Kent, a species that vanished more than 2 centuries ago is making a remarkable return. A wild-born red-billed chough chick has just taken its first flight at Dover Castle, thanks to the targeted reintroduction programme. This project is led by a trio of organisations, the Wildwood Trust, the Kent Wildlife Trust and Paradise Park. They began releasing birds just a few years ago, and this marks a key moment in restoring the chough to its historical range along the south coast. Choughs are part of the crow family, Corvidae, but instead of the usual black beak, they sport a long curved bright red bill and matching red legs. They're aerial stunt masters, doing rolls, dives and loops of fun, especially around cliffs. Welsh and Cornish royalty, the chough is the national bird of Cornwall and appears on its coat of arms. Legend says King Arthur's soul flew away as a chough. Their name comes from their loud ringing cheow calls, perfect for echoing over the headlands. They vanished from most of England for over a century, but conservation projects have brought them back to Cornwall, Wales, Scotland and most recently Dover after 200 plus years away. Choughs nest in caves, cliff crevices and sometimes even castle walls. They feed by probing soil for insects, beetle larvae and other invertebrates, especially in short grazed grasslands. Like other corvids, they are intelligent problem solvers, but with more showmanship in the air. World news: the moa de-extinction takes flight. A bold scientific venture, Colossal Biosciences, backed by filmmaker Peter Jackson and partner Fran Walsh, is exploring bringing back the extinct South Island giant moa of New Zealand using gene editing technologies. They're retrieving ancient DNA and comparing it with living relatives like the emus. Critics caution this may distract from protecting endangered species, while proponents argue it complements current conservation. India's Kaziranga National Park shone on its first dedicated survey of grassland birds, spotting 43 species, including 1 critically endangered, 2 endangered and 6 vulnerable species. Notably, the endangered Finn's weaver was found breeding successfully. Acoustic monitoring tools, combined with official support, underline Kaziranga's critical role in avian biodiversity. A groundbreaking project in India's Thar Desert is tagging vultures and eagles like tawny eagles and Egyptian vultures, using GPS backpacks to monitor migration, breeding and threats. This effort involves tagging 36 birds across 9 species, feeding real-time data for conservation strategies. In Texas, a rare Great Lakes piping plover, nicknamed VGV, made an unexpected appearance at Bolivar Flats. Born in Wisconsin, this bird's rare travel highlights the importance of key shorebird sanctuaries, with Bolivar Flats attracting up to 30,000 birds during migration. And to round off, the persistent resilience of the oldest wild bird. With the given name of Wisdom, the Laysan albatross, and the oldest known wild bird, still active at around 73 years old and successfully hatching a chick in 2025, this remarkable symbol of resilience continues to inspire across generations. Well, I hope you liked that little roundup. I'll give it maybe a week or two and see if there's any new stuff, and I'll do another one. Let me know what you think. Speak to you next time.